What's poppin'? It's Mello back at you with another video. Today we're gonna be making a hard piano melody, but it's also gonna be a little bit melodic. I'm gonna show you some things as far as making those types of dark piano melodies over the hard drums and stuff like that. So let's get straight into it. All right, so we're gonna listen to this melody real quick. Let's get into it. Before we get started, I just want to say this, and it has not much to do with much, but I've been having latency issues on this new computer that I paid a lot for after the first year of having it. So I just want to say I've had a couple PCs, and throughout the course of my life messing with PCs, I've been very disappointed. I am proud to announce that whenever I switch, 9 times out of 10, the next computer I get is gonna be an Apple computer, because you don't have to deal with the goofy shit I'm dealing with this. But let's get into the actual tutorial. As far as this melody, you have these things right here. I'm gonna break it down very quickly, and I'll even show you how to reduplicate it or whatever. So this is just a harmony. We're focusing on a harmony. We got 2 pieces of a minor chord, 2 pieces of a sus2 chord, and you also have a root and a fifth right there. That's all that is. We're in a C sharp minor scale, but even when you get over here, all this is, these 2 notes are the same. They're still the root note, but right here, we're giving you the impression that we're doing a 1/6 progression, because this interval is basically, you know, the root and the third of a 6 chord. So with that, you have all that. I'll show you how to do all that with less theory and stuff like that in a moment. When you look at all these notes, that's just a melody. That's just the extra rhythm, kind of a counter melody to the rhythm of the chords and things like that. They're in sync. All of those combined pretty much make this. Same with these notes. Those are just melody notes. And these notes are walking back into the root. This is basically an accent note right here. And these right here are for variation. That's all that is. Outside of that, I have the bass there on a root note, riding the root note to reinforce the root note. That's just what it is. And this is not an actual progression. It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. But I just wanted to be able to use 1/808 line. So I used the 6th chord because it has the root in it, and I doubled the root up here, and the root is doubled down there, tripled. So that's what you have. Now, let me show you how you could make something similar. And I don't know if I really said it because this is not my normal format, but I did do this live on camera. But because of the latency issues I have and all of the goofy stuff I got to deal with, you know, the audio cut out, so I got to redo it. That's how come we're doing it this way today. So we got a minor chord right here. We can get rid of the 5th, and what we can do is just modulate between that and a sus2 chord. Now we figure out whatever rhythm we're gonna rock with. So boom, we got a little harmony layer right there. Now I'm just gonna add whatever notes in the scale that I think are good. I don't have scale helpers activated or anything like that right now because I don't need them. That's why you should learn scales. But all of these notes are in the C minor scale. So now see, I doubled the root note right there. And then outside of that, we might add a couple accent notes up top, just something real passive. So we got that loop. Then after that, you know, what did I do? A delayed bass note. With that, we got something basic, but that is how you make a melody like that. You know, I used the tape Mello 5, adjusted some of the settings and stuff like that, mainly the filter. I also used the thermal, but guess what? I turned off the distortion. I just wanted to use the width to make it wider. Could I use another VST? Absolutely. But the width from other VSTs is different. They all don't hit the same. They all don't hit the speakers the same. I know y'all would love to think that they do, but they don't. And then I used the vintage verb on that, you know, some real subtle, real calm stuff right there. So that's what we got. So now outside of that, I got a top melody, counter melody. Now, let me give you the piano. The piano came from Piano V. But as far as this is a contact bank. This is a mallet bank. But if you look at the preset, it's a deep blue preset from Vital Series mallets. But it's already got all the effects built into the preset. So let's listen to it. So with that, watch this. I'm gonna take this down an octave. If you look at this, what's going on? You got the fifth from the chord. It's only playing up here, so we just layered that, really. But also, as far as this is the root note. So that's all that's playing is the root and the fifth, except the fifth is lowered. When you get to those are just melody notes. When you look at those are just melody notes as well. These are just melody notes. But if you look at this, let's move it down. It mirrors the variation that I put in at the end of the piano melody. Now, the whole thing about this, all that you need to know as far as how to do that, you just make another melody with a more passive rhythm in an octave above everything that's going on. And it has to be a sound that sounds good with what you have going on. In this case, pianos and mallets, they go together. They're very similar. So from Expand, I did the water drop jet, and all it is a texture. Now, outside of that, I use the BBC Symphony Orchestra, which has no preset selected for some fucking reason because this shit is so fucking goofy. Oh my fucking good. Bruh, I promise you this shit go. Hey man, this shit be crazy, man. What the fuck be going on, man? I got that shit saved as a wave in the other session that I have, so we're not even about to play no games. I'm about to change the sound. I'll figure that out later. I guess the presets had to get deleted during something I was doing to save the computer because it's being a bitch. As far as this, all that is selective layering of the melody. That's all it is. As far as the sound selection, the spiccato goes very well with the piano. We're pretty much making an orchestral sound palette or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, when you listen to a lot of Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty, you'll hear the piano spiccato combination quite a bit. Now, to add a bit of air to the melody, I copied what I did with the spiccato and put it to a one shot. As far as the preset, it's Golden Ghost. Put a fruity filter on it, and I cut the lows on the EQ. And that's what we got. So we're gonna get started with these drums. I got this hi-hat. I'm gonna fill each two steps. So I got this laid out. I'm gonna pan some of the notes. Now for the 808, we're gonna keep it basic. So now I got this experimental snare I'm about to use, some shit I created. We getting ready for the Combustion 4, And we gonna put some kicks over this.